Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to put my garden to rest. We are in Manchester, New Hampshire, and it is 40 degrees out. So, yeah, let's get the rest of this garden to rest. No more of these tomatoes are going to ripen. I'm going to throw these in the yard waste. Because I only have a small composter, I'm not going to put all this woody stuff in here, so I'm just going to throw it into the yard waste. They smell awesome. And if nobody knows, the only way to get your tomatoes to ripen, if you want to bring them inside, is they have to be blushing. So that means they need to be fully grown before they will turn. A lot of people will pick all these green tomatoes, and because they're not full size, or they've not grown to what they're supposed to, unfortunately, they won't turn in the house. They'll just start to rot. So the beds are looking great. I've been putting compost in them for the past, I would say 5 years. This was a rosemary. Unfortunately, it didn't make it right away. Anyways. I've harvested all the basil a few days ago, so this can come up. And I have a couple of asparagus that I started that I'm not too happy about, so I'm just going to see if I can find it in here. Wow, look at these roots. Is that the asparagus? Well, it might be. I don't know if you guys can see that. You think that's the asparagus? Oh, look at that. Oh, these are giant roots. I mean, I have weed block down underneath here, so I'm not sure what else could be in here. I definitely didn't plant the asparagus way over there. But I think this monstrosity, I mean, how could it get that big just in one season? Well, I don't know. Maybe. I think I'm going to get the shovel. That's got to be asparagus. I think I had one. over here too, but it supposedly died out. And then I think there was one like back here, around here somewhere. See, that's down to the weed block already. Oh, maybe it's right here. Huh, very unusual. Do 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 do. Never want to be loved by anyone. Well, unfortunately, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to find it or not. I mean, this is the only spot I planted it. Anywho, okay. I mean, this bed looks good anyway, so. Take out my rogue potato. We'll save that for dinner. I'll just let the tomato compost in there. Alright, let's check out the other bed. I mean, basically this one, I just pull this out and I put it over to the side. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to cover these beds this year. Not sure if that's a great idea or not, but I heard somebody doing that. So let's move this. That's my water catchment over there. And for having a tiny little gutter, it collects a lot of water. So I just put this in here, and then it's out of the way. And it also lights up over here, so it's all good. This bed's all set. I'm just going to pull this back, make a space so I can stick the compost in here. Ideally, I like to have the pull the mulch off, but I'm not going to do all that. I'll just put mulch on it in the spring. We compost everything except for meat and bones. So let's check out the compost. I see a lot of rabbit turds in my yard, so it looks like it's time to relocate some rabbits. Alright, let's check out my delicious compost pile. Alright, this is my composter. I've had it for probably 20 years. It works awesome. When we move, I will set up a dedicated compost area so I can have a couple different piles going. But I'll show you what we have. Like I said, we compost everything except for bones and meat. So basically, I empty it in the spring and in the fall. But you can see everything compost down. My husband put coffee grinds, and we put the cardboards in there, and eggshells, everything. So sometimes I'll crush the eggshells up, sometimes I won't. Once I get them into the bed, I'll kind of crush things up a little more. But yeah, so let's get this into the wheelbarrow, and then we'll get it into its its winter home. This composter will tilt down, and you could put a big wheelbarrow down here and just dump it in there, but I end up losing all my goodies. So I'm just going to give the milk carton a little chop. This corn cob. The only thing that I notice that doesn't compost is the avocado. Well, no, the avocado pits do all right. The mango seeds don't seem to compost. Every year I go through the composter and take them out because they're hard as a rock. I suppose eventually at some point they would break down, but I don't feel like dealing with them. But everything else goes in here. So you can see it's not composted down yet, but that's perfectly fine. This is a whole year worth of composting. So what I try to do is I try to do half in this bed and half in the other bed, and sometimes I'll go around and put some into the individual pots that we have. So maybe I'll divide this up a little differently. But so this gets us ready to fill up the composter in the winter. Because if you guys know, when it freezes, it just keeps on building up. So by the time spring comes, all our scraps will be up to the top here. And this here, we can just throw it right underneath the soil. See, there's a nice rotted potato there. I think that might be enough because I want to put some in some of the pots too. All right, let's get this in the bed. Put half here and cover it. Put the other half on the other side. And yes, all our paper plates go in here as well. Oops. So I like to have it just low enough that I can cover it back with soil and let it do its thing all winter. Simple as that. Let's do the other side. I started using fish fertilizer this past year. It says it's supposed to be really rainy this coming year, so we'll see what happens. I think that's good enough. This wagon is from my childhood. My dad always left it outside, so it filled up with water and froze every year. So I tried to do a makeshift repair on the end, but my brother's going to try to help me fix this end. I think the rivets I have are not long enough, and that's the problem. It looks great. All right, let's do the other bed. All right, let's do the other bed. Alright, let's do the other side. Take that out. That was good. Alright, those look great. I got these 4 emptied out. This one was onions, so it's been emptied out for a while. Those were tomatoes. That was my basil over there. And the strawberries, I leave them. I don't do anything with them. I don't cover them. And they're still fruiting. If you can see down here, lovely fruit still coming. So, okay. Big too. Let's see if we can find another one in here. Check these other guys out. Oh yeah, look at that. He's ready to go now. Let's taste her. Mmm. Mmm. Best thing ever. Let's see what else we got in here. My husband and I both come out here. I come out here more than him, obviously, because I take care of the garden, but every few days he'll come out, whoop, snag a strawberry. Alright, this part of the garden looks great. Let's move on to the buckets over there. These are our buckets. They've already been harvested. So onions, potatoes, potatoes. This one out here was potatoes. This had onions. And those have poblano peppers. We're going to check them right now, but I don't think there's anything ready to come in. Maybe I'll just take the small ones in and they should be fine. So let's see what we got here. This wasted a whole bucket, so I'm not a fan. So I'm just going to take this guy out. Oh, look at that. Nice. Oh, that's huge. Let me get the shovel. I could transplant it. And it does look kind of nice, but I don't want it to take up the vegetable pot. It's really in there. And my father-in-law gave me this. I think I planted it in the fall, 2023, and it is 2024. Wow, that's a giant root ball. Look at that. Yeah, I guess I could plant it around the corner. All right, let's grab it. We're going to plant it over there. I don't know where you guys are all from, but how's the weather doing? It's getting cold here. So, I think I'm going to put it along here. I think I'm going to put it along here. These all die back. They're lily of the valley. So maybe I'll just throw it right in the middle there. Because the lily of the valley is not really tall. Alright, let me grab the shovel. I'll be right back. At the beginning of the year, when I plant all my stuff, I make a diagram. And I kind of look at it in the spring. Sometimes I'm not too concerned, but I don't plant the same thing in the buckets that I planted the year before. So, keep everything circulating. Now, I don't really care if this dies or not, but I planted it last year. Actually, I think I planted it really late last year. And it lived, and I harvest off it like 3 times over the summer. That's the lily of the valley, which I really want to get in here and thin these out, but I'll do it when it's the springtime. Lily of the valley. I have white ones. I'd like to get pink ones. But I haven't found any on the side of the road yet. So when I find them, I'll move some pink ones over here. I mean, you got to be careful with them. If you don't want them taking over, don't plant Lily of the Valley. Ooh, what is this? Wow. All right, away you go. It's actually not bad. That's not horrible. Let's see how it does. You think it would just croak off because it's so cold. It's got to grab roots in the ground, but it did perfectly fine last year. Anyways, I have a Lily of the Valley coming out of that. So, anyways. Let's head back that way. I just grabbed this from my shop. Throw some peppers in. You see there's a lot of small ones. I mean, what's it going to hurt? I'll take them anyways. My husband can cut the ends off them. Make sure when you're messing around with hot peppers, you wear gloves. Don't touch your eyes. And be careful when you take the gloves off. Alright, these look good. I am just going to... I mean, these have giant roots. I was going to just cut them off and leave them and let it compost in, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to compost quick enough for me to be able to start my basket next year. So I'm just going to take them out. These will go to the yard waste guys. They'll compost it. Alright, let's move over to the other peppers. These are bell peppers here in the front, and these are jalapenos, and I think they're all gone because I was out here picking them earlier. So, I mean, basically there's only, that's it. That's all that's left of that. You want to keep all that good soil in there. And all the little tiny roots. That's perfectly fine. Let them compost in there. See, this barrel's a little low. I'll show you that one. Could use some compost. Just have one more plant to go. I don't know if you can tell how low this is in comparison to the other guys. I had summer and zucchini in here. I'll put some compost in here to bring this up. I don't see any more jalapenos, so we're taking them out. Oh, these are small roots. Look at that. I'm also going to pull out the crabgrass. There's usually not a lot in here because I keep up on my weeding, but I do see some popping up, so I'm going to grab it. The rest of this is all nice and dead. Leaves are great. I have my husband chop up the leaves with the lawnmower, and then we pile them on the beds. That's great. Alright, we got our peppers here, and our one lonely potato. And make sure we bring in the house with us. Alright, if you guys like this kind of content, hey, hit that subscribe button. This is just things we do. All random. You be blessed. We'll see you on the next video.